Consider it very possible that XRP's price will shock everyone very soon, given what's going on right now. In today's movie, we'll talk more about that because a lot of crazy things are happening. Bitcoin has really sped up to all-time highs. A lot of alternative coins just went away. As expected, the news caused a lot of price growth in XRP. The latest news about US-China tariffs also caused trillions of dollars to be added to the stock market. There are a lot of great things going on in the markets. The markets are also being affected by a few things that have made them less certain. No matter what, we'll talk about it all in today's film. Also guys, I want to start with this, okay? For 90 days, the US has lowered taxes on goods from China from 145% to 30%. China has also cut its taxes on US goods from 125% to 10% for 90 days. Of course, a great deal was made on Sunday, and today the full details of the deal are being made public. This is news that a lot of people have been waiting for. This is really unbelievable. Going from 145% to 30% is a huge drop, and this will make things a lot easier for American and Chinese businesses that are trying to find new ways to make money and find new markets. These taxes were really big, and with that in mind, I think this is going to be really cool for the crypto market, for the stock market, and we've already seen some of the results of this. It's a very strong sign. A deal wasn't supposed to be made this quickly, but here it is. On Saturday, they got together. On Saturday and Sunday, they talked. Basically, they found a deal on Sunday and announced it today. They're going to make more deals that will have big effects on the markets as well, which I think you should all know about. With that said, the news caused $2 trillion to be added to the US stock market at the start of the day. You could say that Wall Street was ready to buy right away after hearing this news. They were going crazy after market hours, before anyone else could trade. They bought. What we can see is that the crypto markets also reacted almost right away. When the US stock market made all of these gains, the cryptocurrency market thought, okay, I guess we're going to take off too. That's why we saw XRP. It's interesting to see that the prices of Bitcoin and many other altcoins are going up much faster than Bitcoin. Trump also says that he will raise taxes on countries that don't follow his new drug policy. So, listen up, no one is out of the woods yet, and Basin had some interesting things to say, which we'll talk about soon when we talk about taxes with you. All of the biggest trade partners, and yes, there will be ups and downs like this. Bitcoin is sitting at $200,000 and XRP is going straight to $20. No, that's definitely not going to happen here. It looks like there will be a lot of instability, probably even more than before. Based on what we know about the markets right now, I want to make sure that you guys at least know what kinds of things will cause this instability. Of course, taxes will be the main thing that moves things. Geopolitical conflicts between countries like the ones we've seen between India, Pakistan, Russia, and Ukraine, not only will that be a secondary measure, but we'll also look at business performance as another driving factor. For example, how will the second quarter of Tesla, Nvidia, and all of these other companies go? That will have a big impact on how all of these digital assets do as well, because it shows how strong the economy is and whether it's growing or shrinking, which is very important information. As a result, I'd like to make it clear that I currently have an open trade on XRP that's up 43%, and I just closed an open trade on XRP that was up over 50%. I want to make sure that if you guys want to see my deals and know when I open, you can. Check out what I think about the market, which you can do all of that. Just click on the link below for Crypto Crusaders. If you follow our 3-step process, you can sign up for free. On top of that, my 2 partnered exchanges, SEC and Bainix, sponsor this program and give us great deals. Each of them is giving you a 10% deposit bonus, and if you put $100,000 in XRP Coinbase, they will cut your trading fees by a huge amount. You can get $10,000 in bonuses, which you can use to pay for your trade costs. That's crazy. That will cover your trade costs for a while. Of course, if you can regularly do what I do, you can make about the same amount of money as me. Guess what? You'll make a lot more than the $100,000 you put into the market. Step 1 is to sign up. Step 2 is to make a deposit. Step 3 is to send your email address and exchange user ID. Once your account is set up, you'll be able to use Discord and of course Telegram. You can choose whichever one you want to use. Please keep this in mind. Some of the things I say are not business advice. I'm just talking about how I personally feel about the markets. It's only meant to be informative and fun. So with that said, okay, so President Trump is now going after the European Union. That's why I don't think we're totally safe yet. We heard good news from China. Do not misunderstand. There's a reason to party, but let's be honest, the EU is worse than China, according to President Trump. We just started by them bringing up the fact that yes, Trump is likely to have a similar clash with the EU this year as he did with China in the past few months. We've seen what this can lead to, and the EU is huge. We all know that the European Union has a GDP of billions of dollars, which is about the same size as China. So yes, this will also go back and forth a lot. The EU will look out for its own interests, and Trump will do the same for the US. They are going to war with each other, but hopefully they will be able to work things out in the end. Hear me out, we've seen what the trade wars with China have done to Bitcoin, XRP, and the rest of the crypto market. And I don't think things will be much different this time with the EU either. What we really need to think about here is that some cryptocurrencies are linked to ties between North America and Europe in a direct way. Then there are the ties between the United States and China. This means that some cryptocurrencies like XRP could be affected a lot more at this time. That's a chance we have to be ready for, and that could mean certain things. Some really big red days on the same level as what we may have seen, a couple of months ago, at the start of April or March, if you remember that time from watching my movies. It was pretty crazy, It's pretty crazy that we lost $30 and then made up all of our losses in one day. Also, U.S. Treasury Secretary Bazant has said some interesting things. He said that the U.S. can always go back to the amounts of tariffs that were in place on April 2nd when it comes to China. Bazant says it's not likely that taxes on China will drop below 10%. He also says that the tariffs that are in place now are the floor, and the tariffs that go into effect on April 2nd are the cap. This basically means that the US can raise taxes by over 100% whenever they want if they don't agree with something that Chinese officials are doing. This is pretty much what BASE is saying, so yes, even though they have a deal with China right now, they can still back out of it. Tariffs aren't going to stay the same no matter what deal is made. That's not what this is about. The only time they say is 90 days. This is the deal we have now, but Trump has laid the groundwork for bigger plans. He told them that we'll raise the taxes if they don't follow our drug policy. They're telling China that tax rates can be raised again if they do something they don't like. So just because they agreed to work together for 90 days doesn't mean that will always be the case. Okay, this could be changed at any time in the next 90 days. Hence, this is yet another reason why some people are less sure about the future, right? If it comes to trade, he says we're going to basically go to war with the EU. He's telling them that they can raise their taxes on China whenever they want. For example, this is a floor at 30%, that is as low as we're going to go. If we want to, we can go back to 140%. It's at the very least, this is an interesting time. There are a lot of things going on that, it was announced on Sunday by President Trump that he and Canada would be making a huge news today. So I'm going to play this quickly. Could you tell me what you guys think about this? It's pretty interesting. I already told you that we have some very important news to share during our meeting with Canada's new and very skilled Prime Minister. It's not about business. It has nothing to do with Canada, and is about something else. What do you think this earth-shattering news is? Did he say this on Sunday? He also said that it would happen in the next few days. It could be today, tomorrow, or the next day. I really want to know what you all think this news from Trump is. Write your answer in the box below. I'm going to read. This is cool to me. Some people said the 51st state. I don't think so, You may know that Alberta wants to break away from Canada. I'm in Alberta, Canada, and I think that would be cool. I think that Alberta should break away from the rest of Canada. Though it's still very interesting, I want something cool to happen here in our lives. So guys, there are a lot of really cool things going on in the markets right now. We need to keep a strict eye on everything that's going on. As before guys, if you want to make sure you can see my deals when I make them, that way you can trade, grow, and take over crypto with the Crypto Crusaders. Okay, sorry about that. Please join our community by taking these 3 steps. That way you can get trades like this one.